Hi, everybody. Welcome to Katie in the Morning. I'm Katie Page, Director of Member Relations at the National Association of Healthcare Assistants. CNA Fest is right around the corner. Everybody's starting to get really amped up. They're starting to think about what they're going to bring. Some of the suggestions are going to be coming out shortly on the website. Anybody who's attending is going to start receiving emails from the NACA staff, just like kind of tips and tricks while you're attending CNA Fest. But one of the biggest things about this trip is packing. So packing for CNA Fest, let me help you out with this one. So I am a horrible packer, horrible. So I went online and I Googled different tactics, tips, shortcuts for packing. One of the things you're going to want to keep in mind this year if you're coming to CNA Fest is that there's going to be other people in the room. The lodging this year is almost like a camp or a Bible camp type feeling. So the rooms are set up almost like dorm rooms, at like a community college where there's multiple beds in the same room, community bathroom, that sort of thing. There are hotel type rooms available, but they are very limited on campus. And this just, one of the reasons we looked at this place for the site for CNA Fest this year is the amount of like that community feeling. And to make sure that everybody felt welcome and engaged and you wouldn't have to walk 8 miles to get to different places that you need to go. Everything is right on campus this year. So one of the things we're going to talk about today is kind of limiting that packing space, not just for your own benefit, but for other people in the room too. So my first tip for you guys for packing for CNA Fest this year is pack by the outfit. Pick out the outfits that you're intending on bringing and pair them together. This way you know where everything is at the moment that you open your travel bag. That one's a really simple one. Kate King is notorious for getting those ribbons out and kind of tying it all together, which is an amazing idea. Just snip the ribbon and boom, roll out your outfit and it's right there. The one thing that I would advise against, though, is with the Key to Quality Award formal outfits, you're probably not going to want to pack them in the same suitcase as the rest of your clothes, just because the more formal wear is less wrinkle preventative, and I doubt anybody is going to have ironing boards set up in their rooms, but it might happen. You never know. So definitely pack by the outfit, keep everything together. You can even do, I saw on there, they're called packing cubes. It's probably not something that I would ever do just because I'm not that organized, but they're cubes that you can actually put inside of your travel bag with different outfits in them. They're almost like plastic Tupperware containers is what they look like to me. Okay, so for our next tip with packing for CNA Fest is to bring half of what you initially packed. Come on, y'all. This is a 4-day trip at the most. We do not need 16 outfits and 5 pairs of shoes for this trip. Lay all of your outfits out on the bed and then pack half of what you initially had chosen. I'm horrible about this. Like, I'll go on a 3-day trip back to see my family and friends in Iowa, and I literally, like, Mike and all the kids can have all of their clothes in one suitcase, and then I have one for myself. Even though we only go for 2 or 3 days at a time, I bring like 20 different shirts with me. I'm horrible about it, and then I only end up wearing like 3 of them. So that's definitely a tip that I'm going to use for myself. And also remember with CNA Fest this year, the second day, your t-shirt is provided. So you're not even going to, maybe you might want to pack like a undershirt maybe underneath it. But really you're not going to need a t-shirt for the second day. So keep that one in mind when you're packing for CNA Fest. The next tip I wanted to kind of present to you guys is keep a packing checklist. Make sure to keep track of everything that you're going to need depending on the travel, the agenda, the weather, and the outside activities that are on your to-do list. Check the list at least twice to make sure that you have everything, and then check it again when you're packing up to go home to make sure everything that you brought with you is back in your bag and ready to go home with you. You see this all the time. I'm not gonna lie, I was madder than mad. We went to, I believe it was in Des Moines, Iowa, one of the NACA CNA, or the NACA conferences, and I had just bought, this is back when, single, no kids, working overtime, bringing home quite a bit of money, had a $180 swimsuit with me, and I left it hanging on the back of the hotel door. And it was, I literally just bought it before we went there. So always make sure that you have that checklist. Check it when you're putting stuff in, check it when you're putting stuff out, and check it when you're putting stuff back in. Jewelry is another huge thing that people commonly lose on trips. You know, you take your rings off, place them on the counter to wash your hands or take a shower, and then forget to put them back on. We don't need anybody going home to a divorce because they lost their wedding set while they were at CNA Fest. So double check and make sure that you have everything with you when you go to leave. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to give you a few more packing tips for CNA Fest. Hi everybody, welcome back to Katie in the Morning. Today we're giving you some packing tips for CNA Fest. So we talked about a couple of them, but let's move right into the next one. There was so many tips that I found online. I literally put like half of them in here. So the process of packing: choose a soft-sided bag. That way your bag expands to fit your clothes rather than trying to fit your clothes to fit the bag. Roll, don't fold. I actually did this one today when I was packing to come out here and record Katie in the Morning. I always bring like different outfits out with me to make sure that I have the proper one for the proper set. I'm kind of weird like that. But I actually rolled them to make sure that I had more room and everything fit into my briefcase. Pack socks inside of shoes. Not only does this save you space, but it also helps keep the form of your shoes if you're putting other things on top of them. Use dryer sheets to stay fresh. Insert dryer sheets into different layers into your bag to have that kind of fresh bounce or gain scent. Separate jewelry with little snack bags. You can find like the Ziploc snack sizes, like at Walmart, Dollar General, Dollar Tree. You can find them almost anywhere, and they are unbelievable when you're trying to pair jewelry with different outfits, and it keeps your necklaces from getting entwined with your rings and that sort of thing. Be prepared for wet wear. Bring like a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, or a lot of hotels. And I'm not saying that we'll have these at CNA Fest because we're not in a hotel setting. We'll have like laundry bags that you can put wet gear into. That way you don't have to worry about trying to wash it and dry it while you're there. Pack in-flight essentials in a separate pouch if you're flying in and you're needing, like if you're somebody who wants to like touch up your makeup or something like that. Pack a tiny little bag to take on flight with you, and always be ready to go. And this is one of the tips that was under here, is to kind of save you money on like the travel sizes. You can find like the small containers at Dollar Tree or Dollar General and fill them with your own products from home, and that'll save you. I mean, those travel sizes, you'll see them for like $5, $6 for, you know, a little 5-ounce bottle that you're going to use twice and then it's gone. So kind of keep those bottles and refill them. You can also go ask for samples from like your hairdresser. You can get samples from your dentist if you're looking for like the travel size toothpaste and toothbrush to take with you that are disposable. Those are just a few ways to save you money. So I thank you guys all for joining me today, and I am so excited to see you all in CNA Fest, and it's literally next month, and I will see you right back here tomorrow for Katie in the Morning.